Hello sim racers and welcome to Friday's live stream. Tonight I will be trying to find out the problem between the car and the driving seat, and we all know who it is. And so what are we going to do? We're going to do obviously some community races, but tonight I'm going to follow a different schedule and program, and I will be trying to just get into the track, touch only the pressures, nothing else except of the things that you might change while you're driving, so ABS, traction control if needed, and brake bias, but that's it, nothing else, nothing more. So the focus will be, can we make a little bit of practice qualifying a race, which is a very nice 30-minute stint, and then do a second race and see if we can improve our lap times, our consistency, everything, without even touching the famous setup. Everybody's like, touch the setup, give me your setup, do that stuff. Yes, it works. It's very nice to touch the setup. But what really changes the things is the problem in the car, and that's always the driver. That's usually me. So let's see what we can do tonight. So let's see if we can go into the server right away. So for tonight we will be racing at Silverstone. Let's go in game. We will be racing at Silverstone in the night. Yay! In the night of the Silverstone, very dark, so even worse to find out the reference points and everything. And I will be racing with this very nice Audi. It has been voted by the community. Now, as usual, the community had a big fight. In the end, the votes were equal between Audi and BMW, so we decided, okay, tonight we go for the Audi. Next Friday, we will be using the BMW for whatever we decide to do. So, let's see what we can do tonight. First of all, hello everybody in the chat. Hope you're doing fine. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Hello everybody in the chat. So many people already. Alright, so let's try to do a little bit of practice. We won't waste a lot of time in the practice. As I said, I won't be touching the setup tonight. So I will only doing the basics, so pressures, because obviously you need to touch the pressures, and just aggressive setup, nothing else. So usually those pressures are for 12 o'clock midday. And obviously they are going to be a little bit low here, so because as you can see we are at 80 degrees track and 80 degrees ambient because it's night. So let's go a little bit higher there. Let's go up to 26, so 7 up here, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 here, and 7 here as well, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Try like this and see what you can do. Anything else, I'm not touching. I'm just getting whatever we have. Don't even want to know what we have. We're gonna go out on the track. We're gonna suffer because probably the setup won't suit my driving style or whatever. Doesn't matter. What we want to do right now is getting into the grips with the car. The first 3-4 laps will be to set the pressures properly. So what we're going to do now is try to stay away from the curbs for the first 2 laps, because obviously the pressure will be low and we don't want to lose any pressure. So stay away from the curbs into the asphalt. Let's also change the dash into the night version, so from here to there, that's better. And let's go. First laps. First lap, definitely you want at Silverstone to stay away from the curbs as much as possible. Don't go too hard on the curbs because you're gonna lose, of course, lots of pressure. We talk about that. You see, that Nissan there already lost all the pressure. We talked about that when I did the circuit walk on Silverstone, so you might want to go and have a look into that. Andy, our server admin, is already posting me something. I need to read it in a minute. I cannot read it right now. So right now I only care to stay alive. Don't go over the curbs too much. Hello Marcello, welcome. The Nissan line. Away from the curb right now, just getting some pressures. We want at least 2 laps to make sure that the pressures are, the tires are in whatever correct temperature we can raise them, and then we'll go and check the pressures and see how we are. Correct the pressures to have them around 27.6, somewhere around there. And then we will start to do some laps to try to understand how the car behaves and what kind of lap times we can do. Now, I haven't been driving this car track combination for a long time, so I don't really care about the lap times right now. I don't want to be ultra competitive. What I want to do is get practice, you know, start working with the car, with my driving style most importantly. This is what we want to do right now. Pressures are still pretty low. So let's stay away from the cabs for now. Car behind me is attacking, so I will let him pass here, possibly.
Yellow flag ahead, watch out. Yellow flag in sector 2.
Okay, let's keep on going. See if we can follow this Aston here. Can already hear the traction control engaging there. Typical. We won't be very aggressive on the curbs right now. Pretty hard in the middle of the night to understand where exactly we stay on the road. Ciao Tiago! Another car is approaching behind us. That's okay. Ciao Matteo! Okay, let's do a third lap. Although I think I know that the pressures now are a little bit low. Just let people pass right now. We don't want to mess with them. We are into a lap that we're just trying to see what the pressures are doing. Hey, Krister. Ah, Ufo Ricky, sono un fermone, sì, adesso. Adesso sì. Ricky says that I am very slow right now, and he is right, of course. Ufo Ricky. Because this is exactly what we want to do right now. We don't want to be fast, we want to be slow. Just take care of the pressures for now. Then slowly start to attack the lines and be more aggressive with the car and everything. See what kind of lap times we can do. Accumulate distance and practice. and see what we will be able to do at the first race. And then we will get all this experience from the first race and try to apply it to the second race, again without touching the setup, just by driving style, and see if we can do better. Alright, third lap done. Let's see the pressures. 26.8, 26.7. I will just stop here. Alright, let's go to the garage and inside the setup and take care of pressure. Take care of the pressure. So 26.9 here. Hello, Hert. Hello, Mopar. Thank you, Nain, for the follow. Let's see first of all what Andy is saying. Alright, cool. Okay, so the race will be a little bit more light, he's telling me. Late evening, around 8 p.m. So obviously the temperature will be a little bit different, but we'll see. YouTube community admin. What? I don't even know who's this guy. YouTube community admin. It's not even spelled right. Alright, so let's see, 26.9. So let's go up by 1 psi and then down by 0.2. So 27 here and then down by 1, 2. Okay. And 26.7, this is pretty cool, so let's go up by 1 psi here, so 27.3. Right? And 26.4, so up by 1, 26.9. And then some again, so let's go up by 1, 2. And 26.7 is pretty much perfect. So 26.7, 1 psi, 26.7. CC right on the job, but sometimes you have to let them speak a little bit so that the people in chat can have some fun with the trolls, you know. Alright, so maybe one more here. Okay, only pressures, nothing else. Now we go on the track, 2 easy laps to start with, and then we start, you know. Oh, come on, Tiago. Thank you so much, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tiago. I will spend it on the Miata. All right, let's go. So now we should have the pressures correct, which means that we can do the first lap staying away from the curbs, and hopefully from the second lap we can start attacking more the track and try to understand also how the car reacts on this track.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
That Porsche has a little bit of a too aggressive line there.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful. Slow car ahead. Yellow flag ahead. Watch out. There's a slow
I have also a yellow flag here.
yellow flag in sector 1.
Oh, Tiago, I'm sorry to hear that you're injured. Hope you're getting better as soon as possible. Mopar, for now, I have no idea because we just started. I was trying to fix the pressures first, and that's all. And now, after the second lap, I guess I will start attacking the Audi, and we'll see how it feels. Pressures are coming up very nicely.
Slow car ahead.
I can see that it likes to rotate a little bit in coast, but nothing too serious for now. Just right, Aris Cemetery.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out in front. There's a slow car ahead. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Let's leave the fast guys pass for now.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Let's go again.
Slow car ahead. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Okay. Bit too much traffic for my liking. I don't know how many people we are on the server already. No, it's GT3 Audi.
There's a slow car ahead.
Okay, let's go. We still stay with the 60 liters of default setup. Oh, that Audi over there was losing it, but we survived. Γεια σου Παναγιώτη! Ciao Paolo! Gianluca has to go because his pig is not very good. That's a pity. Alright, we're getting down already at 2 flat. Not that bad.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Ooh, whoops. Alright, so first thing learned. Ui. Do not touch that inner curb with the Audi. Doesn't like it. So the first thing is more precise and not go over the curb over there, because the Audi simply doesn't like it and it jumps around with the rear end and easily spins. Blame zone. The car is not bad, I mean, I like it. It has a nice turn in. You need to be a little bit precise with the inputs and not very aggressive, because otherwise it likes to rotate a little bit too much for my liking. With a little bit lower rear, that would be easily fixed. But as we said, we do not touch anything at all. It's all up to the driving style.
Slow car ahead.
Yeah, it likes to rotate a little bit here. Go. Yeah, it's not just the Audi, as Jably says. It is a very risky turn with a bad internal, so you have to be careful with lots of cars. So obviously the Audi wants to rotate right now, so obviously it's going to be more risky. I just have to learn to not go too much in there.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful.
Okay, that was better. A bit too much cutting, I shouldn't do this. And possibly can do it in third gear over there. Yeah, it wants to rotate a little bit more, too much at high speed.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
I went way too far inside here and I've lost time. So a little bit earlier braking over there. Pressures are a little bit on the high end because of the spin, and I'm still suffering. I can go in fifth gear here. Nah, not really, not really, not really. Way too much. All right. Okay, so let's go back to the pits. One thing we can do on the setup without touching the setup is go to the electronics and add some telemetry laps. So maybe we can, control in the telemetry our driving. Possibly later, because as I said, you need first to be consistent in the driving and then start looking at the telemetry. Rishba says, is brakes pads 1 or 2 better for a 90 minutes dynamic weather race? Dynamic weather race, temperatures goes up and down. I would go with pads 2. I mean, depends. I mean, if you're really going for the very last tenth of a second, maybe pads 1, but for sure they should be good for 90 minutes without big problems. All right, so we're still here. Where are we? Oh my God, we're in 20th position, but it's okay. It's okay. What time is it? Do we want to go into qualifying? Let's ask Andy. Let's just go into qualifying. Let's go. Yeah, Andy's moving the server into qualifying in a bit. As we said, we won't be doing any proper practice. We want to do the practice in the race. We want to get better in consistency and so on. So right now we're not really following. Let me thank Andy. We're not really following the lap time as much as possible. We still have a lot to learn from the car. We know that we have to be a little bit, precise and gentle with steering inputs because the car really wants to rotate. It's not that bad, but it does take a little bit of attention. Right, so the temperature is a little bit higher. Obviously, we're in qualifying, so we're gonna just lower here the fuel load, and that's it. The temperature is a little bit higher, so maybe you can go down by 2 psi. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. That's it, nothing else. Now let's go in and drive. Why the Audi has so much rear toe? To stabilize it a little bit, but obviously if you're gonna do a different setup, you can change that. But we're not. We're not doing anything at all. Hey Andrea, ciao! Away from the curbs, first lap always. Here at Silverstone, otherwise you're gonna destroy your tires. We're having, that's a very nice time of the day right now. We're having a lot of, oof, the sun. We have a lot of traffic I can see here. That Porsche is a little bit unstable. Ooh, too much. Look at the traction of the Porsche out of the slow corners. Amazing. Okay, thank you, mate. Thank you so much. Let's go get that Honda. ACC directed by JJ Abrams. Okay, let's go. Bringing the speed inside the turn. Thank you, Honda. Thank you so much, mate.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
I cannot see my reference point from the sun. It's really blindy. Oh my god, look at this sun. Right, 59.3. We're getting somewhere. Come on, car. Didn't rotate it exactly as I wanted there. I was way too early on the accelerator over there. Bad, very bad, very bad, very bad. Look at this time I'm losing. So pity.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
So braking late doesn't really work over there. I'm not doing myself any favors. I need to brake sooner and bring the speed inside the turn. So this is one of the most important things to learn. Braking always later, it's not working. Yeah, you need to bring more speed inside the turn so that you have also more speed exiting the turn. This is where you gain lap time. Yeah, third gear, for example, here is way too slow. I need to stay in fourth and bring more speed. Need to wait a little bit extra here. And now go. I'm faster at the exit, you see, I'm getting down.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
It's... You see, the torque works. Too late. This is how you do it here, you see? Look at the delta, what happened over there. That was really bad. That was very bad. Καλησπέρα Κωστάκης. Όλα καλά. Καλησπέρα Alexander. And this is the rotation here. Tires at the rear starting to suffer. The pressure is a bit on the high end. Okay, one more lap. And we'll go in.
Yellow flag, be careful.
First gear, go inside and yeah, that's it. That's good.
Slow car ahead. Yellow flag ahead, watch out in front. Yellow flag in sector 2.
Yeah, it was good. Thunder στο αυτοκίνητο έχει υπερστροφή, όχι υποστροφή. Ah, too fast, too fast. Okay, let's go inside, fix the pressures a little bit, lower the fuel even more, and attack. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 looks good. And 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, this is okay. And this needs to go higher. 1, 2, 3. A bit less fuel. And 3.44. Okay, let's go. 4 minutes. We have time for just 2 laps practically. If I heard about the GTA being phased out, yeah, for GT3, yeah, I heard about that. Just, you know, change of homologation. Oh, it's hot again.
Slow car ahead.
I cannot find the reference point because of the sun. It's really hard.
Yellow flag in sector 1. There's a slow car ahead.
Okay. Seems we have at most 2 flying laps to do. Let's go for it. Let's go. Tiny bit too slow over there at the exit. Oh my god. Bad driving. We need to try and finish the lap as fast as possible, because otherwise we won't have another flying lap to do. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. I really left the braking at the last moment there, and I couldn't even control the car. Need to cool down the tires as well. Yeah, I don't care if I go out here. No, the moral is not lift. You can lift. The problem is if you brake at very high speed braking zones and try to turn in. That won't do it in the default setup. So this is the moral. You need to understand what the car is telling you. And the car is telling me that lift is not a big issue. Braking hard at very high speed turn in while you also turning in, that is a big issue. Don't do that. Because obviously you are altering a lot the aero balance of the car, and it's extremely pitch sensitive, And that's the problem here. Okay, let's see if we can go for another lap. Yes, I think we can. Temperatures are a little bit on the high side, but we will try. A tutto default is set up. So oh, come on, guys, entering during the qualifying. At least the exit was better. Yeah, very slow. Not bad, not bad. Come on, Aris. You can still do it. Bad driving, very dirty. And I'm losing time, of course. Lots of time.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
That was a much better exit than before, and in fact I'm gaining lots of time. Nothing really.
Session is now.
Nothing. Alright, okay, it's no problem. It's no problem. As we said, we're not touching the setup. We are trying to find out what to do. And we're trying to fix our driving style to accommodate the car. Session has ended, so we go into race. Hydrate. So, what we see here, the car likes to rotate, and the lighter it becomes at the rear, the more it likes to rotate. 30-minute race with one mandatory pit stop. How much fuel do I have to put? I have no idea. 3.18, 3.20 something was. And that's not gonna be easy. Let's see if I can find the fuel needed. So 30 minutes of 2 minutes average lap time, 2.20, 3.44. Now, racing top team, we are not changing the setup. We're not doing nothing. So we need 52, so we need something like 25 liters here, because we're gonna change the tires and everything, obviously. Something like 10 here, that would be nice. Fresh tires, everything. Okay. So pressures are okay. Everything seems cool. This is a little bit too high, so probably I will lose some pressure later on, but that's not a big deal. Okay. Let me actually check something here. Alright, looking good. Okay. Alright, 1 minute to go. We do not, again, so tonight we are not changing the setup. We are using exclusively the aggressive setup. We are not touching the setup by any means, except for the tire pressures, obviously, because you want your tires to be correct. So only tire pressures, Nothing else, except maybe later in the race if we want to change the traction control or the ABS or the brake bias, and that's it. What we're trying to do here is we are trying to show and prove that with a half an hour training session and race, and another half an hour second race, you can be much better and you can deal with the car in a much better way. So that is what we're trying to do here. Obviously, hopefully we'll have a good race start. We are not changing anything at all. No, this is Patrick. Nothing at all. We have to add fuel, yes. So all we're doing now is trying to be careful. We're going to do a very nice 30-minute session of a race. That's it. And then we will see if we can improve on the second race. Go, go, go!
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Everything looks clean and nice. Oh, have to check where this Porsche will end up. Here it is, in front of me. Come on, man. Alright, somehow we survived this. That wasn't a very nice rejoin, but it is what it is. Okay, let's see what we are going to do here. That braking zone is not good. Right now we have way too many cars and it is very dangerous, so we need to be careful.
Car on the left.
Okay, we've managed to survive over here.
Clear on the left. Yellow flag, be careful.
That Porsche is trying way too much and way too hard to maintain the position, and obviously he didn't have any place to go on the outside over there. Wasn't a good move, so possibly next time he will learn to sometimes, you know, don't resist. Sometimes you cannot resist. Alright, let's go. So, we are alive. First lap, that's good news. We have to concentrate now and make a 30 minutes race. It will be extremely good if we can finish this race for our training session. Ooh. And our muscle memory, and we will become faster. The Audi lost it at the turn in.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
I cannot see anything from this sun, it's incredible. Look at this. Incredible indeed.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Yeah. He lost the entry over there. I took advantage of it. Possibly I can hold this advantage until the next braking zone.
Slow car ahead.
Yeah, looking good, looking good. Let's go, let's go. Oh, there's a better turn over here. Oh, a little bit of oversteer here. Bad judgment and line from my side. But I knew that the car was sensitive there, and I was very fast in my steering inputs. That's how you learn slowly to get better.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Let's go get this Ferrari. Tons of downforce from the Ferrari. I had to stay tight over there because the Audi behind me was closing up. Oh my god, look at that. Ooh, that is close.
Gaining on the driver ahead in sector
Phew.
3. Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Oh, where did he go? Oh my god, he lost it.
Clear on the left.
Okay, we got him. That was scary over there. Phew. P14. We're moving ahead. You see how I start to becoming more and more consistent in my lines. See if we can get the cars in front of me. Whee! So hot. YouTube community. Look at that, that was really nice. If I could repeat this lap after lap, it would be really nice.
flag in sector 1.
Ah. That was not good. So let's try to not do this next time. Pineapple pizza, oh my god, why guys? Isn't Andy pineapple enough? We need to have another one asking the same thing. Oh, a little bit of shadow, that's nice. Now how about that? 159.1 in the race. In the race. With errors. It wasn't even a perfect lap. So I'm getting better just by driving. Nothing else. Look at this. Look at the lines over here.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Oh my god, no, 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 no. Ah, bad Aris. Come on, move, 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 move away. People are coming. Right, so, we don't want this to happen. But we're still in the race and we're still alive. Ah. We scared this Porsche over there.
Clear on the left.
Whew. Oh my god, the tires are all gone now. We need to calm down, cool down the tires. We have fuel for one more lap.
Running low on fuel. Vent come in.
Whew. That was just me getting too silly with the car, actually. Asking way too much. That will teach me. But again, I mean, it wasn't good, but we're learning for the next race. Yables, look at this. You need to bring speed inside the turn, so don't try to brake too much. Release the brakes, bring speed inside the turn, inside the apex. Look at this. Second gear, release the brakes, go fast inside the apex. And then spin. And you saw me spin the car, so spin the like button, click on the subscribe, do all that nice stuff, because otherwise the YouTube algorithm will not show you, because I'm not doing clickbait titles, I'm not doing non-skippable ads, so you need to act for yourselves if you want to be notified when I'm doing my live streams and videos. Okay, we need to go into the pits. Now? Whoops. Would be better if I could see what I'm doing. Oh, we need to add fuel. How much was it? 25, something like that. And let's go in. Okay, here it is. Let's try to nail it. All right. Almost good. Almost good. Okay. We are refueling, we're changing tires. The car starts to become very nervous when it is light at the rear. So we need to take into account that at the end of the stint, we're gonna have issues with that. Okay, 10 seconds.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
1.
Mandatory stop is not clear. Come on, go.
Okay. Here we go. Audi tank is exactly rear at the back of the driver. Watch out, this is still very cold tires. We have to stay careful.
Yellow flag is entered.
I'm reading of the chat and obviously don't know where I'm going. A guy in the chat says why the Porsche is lower after the 1.6 version. We're already in the 1.7 by almost 12 updates, and if not anything else, it's faster. It's still one of the fastest cars, so I don't know what you're talking about, mate, sorry. Pressures are up, we can start pushing. Hey, Jables, thank you so much for the nice words. Thank you so much. Dimsum, that's a very good thing. Hey, Dimitri! Ah, yes. Car is feeling nicely now again. It's not in bar, but in PCI because it's a long story and it just remained like that. Not a real reason, we're just used to it and that's it. At some point we will have to do, the conversion. Because obviously, you are right, doesn't make any sense, but, it's just, you're used to it. That's another fast lap right out of the box with full fuel. I'm getting better. That's all there is to it, actually. I've lost the apex way too fast in here. All my fault. And again here, you know why? Because I'm pushing the braking way too late, and you really don't have to do this with this car. You have to bring speed inside the turn. If you push the braking zone with this car way too much, as it is right now, with the aggressive setup and everything, you will be forced to turn in a little bit too aggressively, and when you do that, the rear end wants to rotate way too much, and either you lose time or simply you will spin. And we don't want to do either, and we just have to start braking where we were before and make sure we bring more speed inside the turn. There are so many of them because it's cheap, there's much knowledge, and it is a very fast car. No, no. You don't do this to me. You thought I was going to spin it, but hey, I'm good at catching slides. You need to be fast. Whoop. Too much sun, again. Have the time or the speed to catch it. Let's see if we can at least go a bit faster. Okay, let's see if we can improve. How many people in the pits stopped? Oops, some accidents ahead. What a idiot. That was a nice turn over there. Almost at the limit. So brake a little bit earlier here. Bring speed inside the turn. Oh, way too much, but still better. And you can see the delta is going down and down and down. Release the brakes, speed inside the turn. Let's go.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
I don't know if I'm gonna have enough fuel to finish the race. I hope so. 58.7 in the race. And still improving. So that tells you a lot of what you can do with driving. Too much here. I'm asking too much. I'm getting excited. I'm asking too much. I think I can do a 57 in the race right now. Okay, so the car now becomes light at the rear. I have to be careful at how I turn in, because it's easy to over-rotate it, especially at the very fast places. So I need to be extra careful now. So, some conclusions about the car and how we drive. I don't like the setup. I like more stable setups, and this is a little bit too aggressive for me, especially at turn in. I usually like more stable setups at turn in and more oversteer setups at exit. That's how I am used to drive. This is the opposite. It's more oversteer at turn in and a little bit understeer at the exit, which is typical for a mid-engine, rear-heavy car. But I can do it. I can do it, you see? You need to be either very gentle or very fast on what you're doing, and very careful. But you can do it. We will not be able to finish the race. I have too low fuel, I think. Let's see if we can spare some fuel. Car behind me is 8 seconds. I can take it easier, but I doubt we can do it. Lift and cost. Third gear, lower. We won't be able to make it. We need one more lap. In the rear, the car behind us is approaching now. Yeah, Kevin calculated fuel.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Oh, 3.4. Oh, it won't be easy. It's too late for the map right now.
Fuel is running low. Left box.
Oh, it's gonna be terrible. We won't make it. .9. So first thing to learn, we need more fuel. And actually we need more fuel because we were going faster and faster in the race, so we were raising the fuel consumption actually. 5.5 with a car behind me.
The leader has finished the race.
Lucky him, we don't know yet if we're gonna finish the race. One liter, we can do it, we can do it, come on. We can do it. Yes, we can do it. Just 0.7. Ah, that is fuel economy, guys. Yeah, it's driving style. Come on, let's go. Yeah, on the limiter. Woohoo! Yeah! 0.3 liters left. Bring the car back. That won't be possible. So in theory, I could be disqualified. That was it. P12. Okay, we are learning the car. Not bad. Let's go in the pits and save the setup so that we have it, which is not really an actual setup. Let's write here aggressive. Oops, wrong. Aggressive. Aggressive. And A21, T21, 01 race. And that's it. Okay. So let's also go in here and have a look. The tire consumption was a little bit unbalanced, as you can expect, but not that much. Let's see on the second stint. On the second stint, a little bit more, which means that I was pushing the rear end a little bit more. All right. So that was interesting. And very good practice, very good practice. I'm starting to learn the car, I'm starting to understand how to do it, and it's not bad at all. Timetables, the guys in front were lapping in 58 lows, wow, 57.6, that is a rhythm that I cannot do, but I was able to do, I'm practically 1 second slower. We need to see if I can get better in my stints and go down to 58 lap times consistently. That's the key word here. And again, hello lunatics. And again, it's important to understand and to remember, we are not touching the aggressive setup at all. What we're doing is trying to understand. Fernando says, what happened? Spin. Fernando, I spinned it. Oops, what am I doing? Return to garage. So what I'm learning is that the car wants to rotate a lot if you are trying to brake and turn in aggressively, which I'm used to do. I'm usually very good at braking late and then turning in aggressively, but I need a stable setup to do so. Unfortunately, with this car, it does not suit my style, so my style has to change. This is a very good exercise. You can learn how to deal with different situations. Maybe you are in an endurance race and your teammates want a more aggressive setup, so you have to compromise, and so on and so on. So it's a very, very good, and still it proves very well that practicing and practicing, staying focused on how to drive is what makes you get seconds in lap time. We started in practice and I was barely doing 2.1s. In qualifying, I managed to do like this, really on the edge, 59.1. In the race, I was able to do 59 lows quite consistently, almost consistently. And I managed to do even at 28.7, and I even have margin for much lower lap times, but I was pushing again too much, and every time I'm pushing the car into the braking zones, I'm doing an error or I'm getting slower. So I need to learn and tell myself, no, I need to brake on my reference point and not overdo it, and that makes me actually faster. So the setup is the same. We need to go down here to something like 12, fresh tires, nothing else, and let's go. Rishba says, I'm starting to learn the car, says the guy who developed the car physics. Yeah, that's true, but the good thing for me also with modern simulators, Assetto Corsa Competizione in this case, is the whole thing is, so dynamic that it's not that you know the secrets if you're doing the physics. You're just entering numbers, you're trying to make the car drivable, you see if your physics are working and so on. But then to get that car and push it to the limit is different. It doesn't mean that you know how to do it. That's why I'm doing this with you guys always. I'm having great fun, and it keeps me also, on top of my game, trying to get better as a driver, trying to get better as a developer or as a community, to learn how the community reacts to everything. Hello, Dimitri.
There's a slow car up ahead.
You need to join my Discord channel, and there you will find information about how to join the servers. Gabriel, I'm not touching at all the aggressive setup, only pressures. Tonight we are doing this kind of experiment. We are only going with aggressive setup and tire pressures, nothing else. What we want to learn and prove is that it's your driving style that makes you much faster driver than the actual setup changes. So yes, I know that there are tenths of seconds to find in the lap time with a better setup, with the brake pad 1 and so on, but there are seconds to find with better driving. So that's what we're doing tonight. I'm from Adriano, I'm from Greece, but I came in Italy in 1991, and I live in Italy ever since. So thank you for the compliment. Thank you that you're telling me that I speak so well Italian, and so that's why.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
What is out of topic?
Yellow flag in sector 1.
But in any case, you don't have to be sorry, guys, for any question in the chat, and especially on the Discord channel. This is what we do in this channel. We try to reply all the questions that we can reply, and it is really a pleasure. If we cannot reply a question, then we simply say so, and there's no big deal about it. And if you have more complicated questions or many questions to do, then you can join the Discord channel and ask. The community already knows most of the answers. Otherwise, I will try to join and answer in the Discord server as well. Thomas, I don't know if we're gonna organize anything, but there is a very nice event in with interviews of Marco on the 27th, so make sure to watch this and learn things. No, I cannot tell you what future has in store for ACC. It's not my job to do this. You have to follow the official channels. Ciao, Mr. Turek. And you will learn there from them.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful. Yellow flag in sector 1.
Hey, let's do this qualifying. Meaning of life, 42. That's an interesting lap time.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful.
58.4.
6 laps in front.
Already improved from the first qualifying by a lot. It's not as serious, Paolo.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
You can see that I'm also starting to be more aggressive with the setup with my... No, fuel! No! Oh, I was about to do a 57 fuel. Ciao, Darasi. Oh man, come on, seriously? About to do a 57. I was about to tell you, oh, I mean, I could be almost on the pole. Jesus. How can I drive and read the chat? Yeah, I don't know either. Oh, come on, I was so close into that. Anyway, let's see. Pulses are good everywhere. A little bit on the low side here, so let's go up by 2 and 2, 3 here. 1. Okay, and okay, fresh tires, 5 minutes. We can do another 2 laps. That is so unfortunate. Alright, let's try again. You see, I mean, I could also start being more aggressive in turning in without having as much fear that the car is gonna, you know, bite on me.
the left. Clear on the left.
Il colore nel riguardo dei numeri. Quali numeri? Dove? No worries, Gaetano. We are just, you know, as I said, if we can reply to something and give an answer, we will do it that. If we cannot, we will just say that we cannot do it. No, there is no silly or dumb question. You can ask whatever you want, and worst case scenario, we will tell you we cannot reply it, or simply we will not reply it. That's all. Ah. The main differences are between Audi and Lambo. Mainly engine,
Yellow flag, be careful there.
so a bit more powerful at the Lambo. Obviously Audi won't admit on that. And aereo,
Yellow flag.
Lambo is a little bit more efficient. The Audi is a little bit more efficient in terms of it is making less drag, but the Lambo probably has a little bit extra downforce. Usually the Lambo car is more ballast. Usually.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
The chassis are almost identical. There are some slight changes in the suspension geometry, but they are really very small one. The main suspension geometry is identical on both cars. See, I'm already faster even though I'm doing errors. I'm just faster. I wonder if I can lower the traction control by 1 and improve a little bit on my turn exits. Okay, let's go.
There's a slow car ahead. Yellow flag, be careful there. Yellow flag in sector 2.
Come on, Aris. Too slow over here. Nah. Entry oversteer over there, you saw that.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Okay, let's do it. Ah! 58 flat. I wanted the 57, but I mean 58 flat. It's a full second better, more than a full second better than the first qualifying, and it's just driving, nothing else, nothing else. Nothing else. CSL Elite PS4. PS4 console, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. Put it somewhere around 50, but I don't think it's gonna do much of a difference over there because I think there were some problems with the dumping in the consoles. I think. Jinx, if you see the force feedback becoming red here and there, this is really just a bit of a clipping. It's not too much. I mean, you don't need any extra information over there if you're already on the limit, on the curb and everything. What are you going to do with that? So it's not a big deal. Now, this is an advice for people with consumer wheels. If you have a direct drive wheel, then by all means, lower the gain from the control options of the game. Lower the gain to something around 40 and raise the power into your direct drive. But if you have something like a Logitech or a Thrustmaster, then a little bit of clipping doesn't really mean anything at all. Let it do. So, setup where I will be in the 27th of August at home. I think. Let's put something extra here, something like 30 liters. So this is like that, and we need also something like 30 liters here, and new tires. Yeah. So like this. Setup will definitely make a difference because it will also permit you to feel more confident with the car so that you can push even more. But it makes no real sense to focus on the setup when you're still not understanding the car and you're not decently consistent with the car. Okay. Now, for example, if the car is so bad for your driving style that you keep on spinning and you are not consistent at all, then obviously this is a problem between your driving style and the car setup. And by all means, maybe start with a safe setup and work from there. Okay. But mainly, if you can drive the setup and you can be somewhat consistent with the setup, then focus on the driving, get better. Don't do anything if you don't have at least 1 hour of a full stint, not just 5 laps in the pits. Do a half an hour race and then another half an hour race as we're doing here. This is what helps you building consistency and muscle memory. Once you are in that situation, then you can go into the setup and start tweaking to make the car to suit better your needs, and then you will also gain maybe another half a second of lap time or even more, but the initial big gains in lap time, seconds on seconds, are driving style. Hello, Martelli.
30 seconds.
GM is doing a lot of wrong things with the driving and the with the force feedback, and the proof of that is that he keeps on changing and every time thinks that he have discovered the world, or helps his clickbaiting titles. So it's a pity because he's very enjoyable, he's a lot of fun, he's a great driver, but if you keep changing, doing very strange things, you're not really training your brain to understand the physics and the cars and the tires. You are keep changing language to your brain, and obviously you're gonna have issues. Anyway, let's see what we can do this time.
Green light, green light.
Let's go. Ooh. Oh, I don't like this one.
Clear on the right. Car on the right.
Ooh.
Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Ooh. That was a very bad start. Oh my god. That was a very bad start. Because I think we also lost a lot of pressures on the tires, and that's gonna bite us later in the race. But for now, let's keep on pushing.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Okay. We made it.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
That Mercedes behind me is quite aggressive and fast.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Very good line from the Ferrari. Very good. The Ferrari was like, okay, that's enough. That's enough playing.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
And he just disappeared on the horizon. That was pretty nice. We're still in P9, very nice, and we are fighting. Oh.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I got afraid of the Mercedes. I just saw him that he was at the inside, but he was also watching me and stepped on the brakes. But you can see how much faster I am than before, that I can keep up almost with those guys here, which is top 10. It was no way for me to keep up with those guys before on the first race. They were simply going away from me. Now obviously we're still lapping slowly, but let's see if we can raise the rhythm. There's a slow turn here. Now the rhythm is going up, the pace is getting better, and I'm having issues keeping up with them. A BMW next race, guys.
Behind the car in front in sector 2. Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Ah, lost it. Ah. There is an explanation on the yellow and all that stuff. If you go into the driver screen on the main menu, and there is a full explanation in the ratings. So have a look over there. Otherwise, in the forums as well, there is an explanation. Ah. I don't have enough pace to catch those guys now. Let's see if we go down to traction control 2, if we can get some better exits. Ooh. No, just me. Guys in front of me are going away. But I'm more consistent than before, that is good news. That is very good news. I can be faster for a longer time. Ah, bad entry. Didn't lose too much time. Very bad line. Lost everything in the exit. Much more consistent than last time. Just in half an hour. Ooh, I have the Mercedes again behind me now. Ah, thank you so much, Nissan. Antonio with the Nissan, great. What happened to the Mercedes?
Watch out. Prepare to come in.
I am so much more precise over here and faster into this turn one. That is a record lap, but I cannot do it. I have to go in. Okay, everything is good. Ah! Idiot. Idiotic. Ah! Ah! Stupid Aris. Ah. Ask too much. But another lesson. Another lesson for me. The fuel is not that good. Okay, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. And 5 seconds.
Mandatory stop. Start clear. Let's go. Go, go, go.
Let's see what we can do. Need to train and practice more in the pit stop here. Alright, Miller is in front of me, so he made it to do the undercut. Makes sense. So we lost for sure one place. We are in front of this Bentley, Roth. I don't know what place it was before, so let's try to stay in front of him. It's for position. Oh my god, his tires are so...
Car on the right. Yellow flag in sector 2. Clear on the right.
so in temperature, so I need to be aggressive. You see, I can be aggressive with the car now. I'm not afraid as much as before. It's so fast here.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
For sure I'm holding him back right now. He's faster than me, way faster. Let's see what we can do. Pressures are coming up. Almost correct. So let's go.
There's a car leaving the pit lane. Watch out.
Those Bentleys are so fast in the high downforce corners. They're so stable. Come on, we can do it. Jesus, look at him. He's so fast.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
He can't possibly make it. Come on, mate. That's impossible. That's impossible. He's so fast over there. It's incredible.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful.
Now I'm going to have issues, I think, because I'm asking way too much from my rear tires, and I'm afraid that they're going to be consumed. And I won't be able, you know, to maintain the car stable on the last part of the stint. How can he be so fast? Good night, Michele. Take care.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Oh, come on, Aris.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Ah! My bad. Ah! That was a pity. Now my rear tires are really hot right now. And we're back in P14. That's okay. We are learning. This is a much better stint than before. Same error, unfortunately. But that's okay. Rear tires are overheated now. Need to stay careful. That's a pity. I could have stayed there, and I would love to fight with those guys. Yeah.
Yellow flag, be careful.
Have to stay careful here. Rear tires are really overheated. No confidence at all. It's the battle of the Audis.
Losing to the car ahead in sector 1.
Yeah. Hey Happy, if you keep asking the same question, you don't get answers. I'm here to help you with driving and setups and physics. I'm not here to give support. So maybe you should go on the forums, you know, mate. Two minutes to go. Car is not good anymore. Having issues. The rear tire certainly suffered that spin. Well, I'm trying. Maybe we can get this Porsche here that also spun, I guess, or had an accident. So battling for the 11th position. Let's go. Oh, that's a very fast Porsche here. I don't think I can get him.
Right, man. The leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
This time we have enough fuel, so we can attack. At least we can try to attack. Oh, you went wide. Drive-through? No, no drive-through. Not much we can do in the last lap except of trying to put some pressure on him. And maybe he can do a mistake. Not good. It's a pity.
The leader has finished the race.
Colin says, be an ass and flash your lights. Yeah, you could do this, but it wouldn't be polite, right? Alright, alright. We finished the race. So, what we've learned tonight. That was pretty cool, actually.
Alright, race is over. Good job.
12th position.
Bring it back to the pits.
We started the evening. We only used the, oh my god, we only used the aggressive setup, right? And let's go back to the garage. We only used the aggressive setup. We changed only the pressures, nothing else, only the pressures. And we started the first practice session in the qualifying with high 2 minutes laps. We ended up with a first qualifying of 59, 159 low. In the race, in the first race, we were very inconsistent, and we managed to do something like 58 highs, something like that. And then, in the second qualifying, we went down to 57 lap time. And in the race, we were quite consistent. We made a mistake, unfortunately, but we were quite consistent. In fact, we have 58.7, 59.2, 58.7 again, 58.8, 58.9. This is the pit stop. 58.8. Look at this. This is consistency. All right, this is consistency. And then we did the stupid mistake. And again, we managed to be a little bit consistent, even with ruined rear tires. So 59.3, 59.3, 59.3 again. This shows that you have to drive first. You have to drive, you have to learn the car, you have to make your driving style work so that you can be consistent, all right? Once you are consistent, you can also understand, okay, what is wrong with my driving, what I'm not doing correctly, what I could do to the setup. For example, I would like a better and more stable car in turn-in. So probably I should lower a little bit the rear ride height, to have a better and more stable car in turn-in, and then do something on the dampers and the maybe the springs to make the car rotate at exit, because I like this kind of setup more. But again, this will probably give me half a second. Fine, fantastic. But the big improvement is by doing laps, and we only did practically something like 1 hour and a half, 2 hours of practice here, okay? And you can already see how from the beginning to the end of the live stream, how my consistency, there was a big difference in consistency. I could also attack the car more in the turns. I could, you know, attack my place, defend, try to gain a position. I was there battling with the top 10 of the server. Yes, I did the mistake, but it's just 2 hours of practice. So if you have to, you know, make and prepare a proper race for your league, for whatever, you know, important event, whatever, practice, but practice with method. Practice by keeping in your mind that first you need to work on yourself and then on the setup. And again, we're not talking about top level drivers that they are really, they can attack a circuit already, they have thousands of laps behind, they are practicing almost every day, right? And we are talking about us, the usual guys that can be, you know, good enough to stay in the middle of the grid, or even the slower guys that are in the end of the grid. First, we need to work on ourselves. We need to get muscle memory. We need to understand the car. We need to change a little bit our driving style to suit each car and its circuit combination. And then, once you're there, you can start tweaking the setup, which is always enjoyable, which is always fine and great, and get better and better. One exception, if you really cannot stay on track with the car, because sometimes it happens, you get a car that is completely different from your driving style, then by all means, change the setup, start maybe from the safe setup, follow the instructions of the bot, setup engineering bot, and once you have a setup that you feel somewhat safe with, then stop changing the setup, work on yourself, work on the problem between the steering wheel and the driving seat, make yourself consistent, then go back again to the setup and have fun with the setup. So this is it. So tonight, I think we have also here saved the, yes, we have saved the telemetry. So let's go a little bit here, right? Let's see if we are still here. And let's load the telemetry, so we can have a look. Let's see if this is, so 59, this is the second race, I believe. Okay, so let's add also the first race over here. Add this. Okay, so yes, this is, I believe, the first race. No, this is the second race. And this is the first race. So if you're gonna get a typical lap from this, okay, and go into the driver, and we get also a typical lap which is pretty much the same lap time, okay, from this. Now this is the same lap time, but the white lap time, you can see how aggressive I can be on the braking zone here. I was slower because I was at the end of the stint, so, and you remember that my tires were really bad. Look at how fast I can be. Again, I mean, to make you understand better, let's zoom in. The white line is the second race. The green line on the speed is the first race. You can see how I was I had issues to be aggressive, okay, in the braking zone from T1, and you can see how let's make this visible. So you can see how tentative I am with my braking and very smooth with my steering inputs, which is a good thing, but it shows that I'm having troubles, you see, while the white line is much more precise and specific. Look at over here. Look at this one. Okay, this is the steering angle. So the red one is the first race. So I'm turning in a little bit of counter steer, going up to almost straight, then turning in again, then correcting it again, then turning in again, and then instantly correcting because I'm afraid, and then turning a little bit. So all of that, you see, all those movements in the steering wheel shows that I have issues. I'm not trusting the car, and my line is not precise. On the contrary, on the second race, white line on the steering wheel and the white line on the speed, you can see that I brake much later. The steering input is decisive, it's aggressive, but it is much more precise. Once I have steer into the turn, you can see that I'm keeping the steering angle consistent. All the white line is almost flat white line, and then at the end of the turn I go back into going straight, and that's it. And that is only in T1, right? Only in the first turn. You can also see what is happening over here. Again, inside the turn, much faster on the second race. I'm losing a little bit on the exit here. I wasn't good enough, but I mean, we just got two equal lap times from each race, so of course I'm going to lose somewhere. Again here, later braking, losing at exit because the tires do not give me the traction that I needed because I had issues. Again, later braking, almost identical exit. That goes slower entry here, but better exit, and so on and so on. So you can see also in the steering wheel the consistency and how much more aggressive I am also in the accelerator. You can see here, even with problematic tires. We can also go and check our best lap time possibly in the race. So I think this is it here. Let's go white and white. So this is our best lap time in the race from race 1 and race 2. And let's see what happens. Look at this. Race 2, much faster through the whole T1. Faster here, a little bit slower at the entry, but much more gaining speed at the exit. Again, the white line is the second race. And again, the exit, much faster, white line is the second race. Again, it is very important to understand, when you are trying to check the telemetry, is not massive differences. If there are massive differences, it means that you are not good enough, you are not consistent. You are trying to find out where the slight differences are. You see here, the green light first race is 139 kilometers per hour exit. The white line is 146 kilometers per hour, the second race. This is already a big difference. a big difference. So those 8 kilometers per hour in the exit that you can see on the graph that is so little, it's 8 kilometers. It's a massive difference. Once you are getting really good, so for example, instead of comparing the first race with the second race, you go on and comparing maybe your best lap here with the second best lap, which is a very small difference. Okay, you're gonna find 2 kilometers of difference, and this is the difference that a better setup will give you. 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers. So in the telemetry, you're going to look for a 1 or 2 kilometer difference. That's all. For example, look at this. Why I was better? Because I was able here on the throttle to go on the throttle sooner and faster than in the first race. And you see in both situations, I go on the throttle and then raise my foot a little bit and then go back on the throttle. So possibly we need to cure this and make this line go like that, and it goes flat and then goes up like this, so it doesn't have this kind of dip. You don't want that, right? So those small differences is what you need to look at. So let's go farther ahead and have another look. Oops, like that. Right, once again here you see this is the red throttle on the first race. I went into full throttle very soon, and then I had to do this complete release of the throttle because I saw that I wasn't able to either do the turn, or this is a blip on the throttle to stabilize the car. You can even understand how much is this if you measure it. So if you measure that, okay, this kind of throttle from here, let's go from here when I'm starting to here when I'm ending. Oops, here and here. Okay, so this thing is a delta of 1.3 seconds. 1.3 seconds of stabilizing the car on the accelerator. This means that there is a trouble on the setup and driver input. Big trouble, because 1 second, you can see the delta here, you see? 1.3. 1.3 seconds of feedback to keep the car stable. It means we have issues. It might be the setup that, as you know, I didn't like it. It was a bit too oversteery in rotation. Or it might be a very aggressive steering input. You have to judge this and understand what is happening. But this thing over here is not a good indication. The driver does not feel confident with the car. So what you really want to do is having, waiting a little bit and then go slowly up into the throttle and have the throttle. You cannot have a blip on the accelerator, then wait and then go back again on the accelerator like that. It's way too much. All right, so let's move on and see if we can find something interesting to show you. You can see how waiting a little bit and not forcing the car so much speed into the entry gives you always a better exit. Look at this situation. Almost identical braking, but waiting a little bit and then rotating the car and be able to accelerate faster. You can see how you can keep on accelerating faster. Have a look here. Where is the delta? Let me eliminate the delta for a moment. I don't even remember how to do this. But you can see how the white line is always on top of the green line. This is tenths of a second gaining time. So mainly what I want to tell you is to have a look at the telemetry. You need to be consistent. If you're not consistent, telemetry will be all around the place and you won't be able to understand. And when you are looking for patterns in the telemetry, you are really trying to understand why you are gaining 3 kilometers per 3 kilometers, better exit than the other one, or 1 kilometer per hour better exit. That's it, or 2 or 3 or 5. If you're gaining 8, it means there's a big difference between the two laps, and you need to understand where that's a big issue. And the same thing you can see with the aliens. If you see the aliens, they will give you lots of speed in the turns, so you have to understand, okay, I cannot have this speed on the turns as they are for now. Let me understand how they use the accelerator and try to do the same thing a little bit later in the turn. So if you see this kind of dip here, that's not good. You should have an acceleration that goes gradually up to 100% and stays there, not giving accelerator and then dip and then go up again. That's not good here. That's a problem. This is something to continue next day on your practice and try to solve, and so on. Right, so this is it for tonight. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, we're gonna do I think a pretty nice too long didn't watch of this thing, possibly showing the most important things. And yeah, what can I say? As usual, I remind you, on 11th of September, we're going to do a special charity event for the fires at Greece with the Formula 1 Action Championship, and hopefully we're going to have many people invited. Dimitris Bizas, which was on the chat before, he will be our host. He's a great journalist down in Greece. And yeah, that's it mainly. So see you next time, possibly. And yeah, watch out for the too long didn't watch video edit of this long live stream as usual. Have fun, take care, goodbye. Where is the stream ending? Cannot find it. Just a second. Professional YouTuber at work, and this is it.